What's going on? Hmm. Hello, everyone. It's Teresa from Teresa's Sports Bar for all things art and lifting art from my heart and teaching you guys how to create a little joy in your life with some simple and fun art projects. I have an echo. I don't know. Let me see. I wish somebody was on here to tell me. So if I do this, I can't hear me, but can you? Let me see. I'm going to ask someone if they can hear me. Go on my blog and see if you can hear, hear me. Okay. So anyway, hello, how is everyone? We're doing this Halloween. Can you see? It's a little, it's a black cat sitting on the books in the moon. Okay. I'm going to get started. I have a few colors out here. I got a couple of blues. I got some yellow. I got some orange. When you hop on, say hey, and we will get started. So one little thing, I got a lot of lines going on here. I traced this out before I hopped on, and I went back over my trees with a black Sharpie. This way, I can do what I'm doing, and that is paint right over them. See, I can paint right over them, and you will know that they were there. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to outline my cat. When I do outlining, I stand the brush up on the chisel edge, curve around his little ears, his little jowls, and come down his legs. All right. It's okay if we get a little bit on the cat. It's okay if we get a little bit on the book. We just want to stay inside the circle, but we can definitely paint right over the trees. You'll be able to see them. That's why I went in and painted them over with a Sharpie, because you'll be able to see them, and we're going to put them in last. Hello, Carol. How are you? Hey, Carol, could you be a favor? Can you hear me, honey? Because I can't hear me, but I'm hoping that you can hear me. So this is a 16 by 20 panel. It is not a stretch canvas. Um, Ordinarily, I can on 11 by 14, but I didn't have any. Imagine that. Plenty of 9 by 12. Um, I wanted 11 by 14 of this, and I didn't have it, so I opted to go bigger as opposed to smaller. I might be going in and out because of Wi-Fi. If I'm going in and out, that means there's sound, so that's good at least. I was concerned that I was muted and didn't have sound at all. All right, so I'm just going in here and I'm going around the cat. Again, this is going to be a black cat. This is going to be a black cat. So if I get some on my cat or in the lines, I don't really care because we'll be going over that with the black of the cat, and the black will definitely cover up any of those mistakes. So we're not going to worry about it. Get in, curl in here on his tail. I actually, if I chose to, I could have went around and did the cat as well with the Sharpie, but since we're not going to paint over it, I didn't think it mattered. So when I want a narrow line, I stay my brush up. Where's my moon? Here it is. And then when I want to fill in, I lay my brush down. Get right in here. I'm going to just use the corner of the brush. I can change my brush, but instead I'm just going to use the corner to get into this little wedge there. Okay. So this is such a cute painting. I'm actually doing it at a library soon. And it's great for beginners. It's great for Halloween buffs. And it is great for kids. And you can make it as detailed as you want. These are going to be my two favorite colors this year. I'm using saffron yellow but you can use any yellow for the moon. And I'm using spiced pumpkin, which is my very favorite orange for the holidays. Okay, so there I have my moon around my cat, base coat. That's looking cool already, right? Right. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush, rinse it off, and go into my blues. I have two blues here. I'm probably gonna need more. I have two blues. I have peacock blue and then true blue. I'm gonna start with the peacock blue, and I'm gonna come up in here. And I'm gonna start away from my yellow because I don't want to end up with green. So I'm gonna do the outer edges first. And when I see that my yellow has dried, I will get closer to my yellow. And I'm just going in here. I will still be able to see my trees, even through the blue. And I'm just going to fill in all around my yellow moon with this blue. And since I'm up here in the corners, I'm going to add a little bit of dark blue up here. I'm going to pick up some peacock and some of the dark blue, and I want to mix it in for the edges. Because I want my edges to be a little bit darker. I might have to come back with some dark blue when it starts to dry. And I'm going to come around here. Careful with the books here. Again, don't worry if you put too much on it. We can always fix it. But if I can be careful to begin with, I will be. Okay. Get a little bit more peacock. I love this color palette, you guys. So now I'm going to come up in here and I'm just going to take my brush with the chisel head and pull it around the yellow. Now I'm seeing I splashed a little bit of the peacock blue into my moon before. I'm not going to worry about that because this is going to be very abstract painting. So I have some blue there and some blue there. I'm going to show you why that doesn't matter in a minute. Okay, because we're going to go in and take care of that. So I'm just messily add a little bit of the dark blue in here to the outside. Messily. And I'm going to go back up in here again. Fairly careful. And pull this blue line around them. There we go. Then I'm going to come back in. I'm going to start blending it in. When we want to blend, we want to do wet on wet. When we want to fix something and something, tweak something, we want our paint to be dry. If you wait for your paint to be dry, you can fix anything. Now you may not be able to see my trees, but I still can. It doesn't mean I have to put them completely thin. Oh, oh, okay. I'm gonna come down here around the tail. I will use a brush to get in there. Yeah. I like to paint the way I color. So I like to come in here and mark off where I'm going to put certain colors. And this way it controls my eye, controls where I'm going to paint. This way I always mess up. No, of course I mess up. Everybody messes up. But it helps. So I'm going to grab up the blue, dark blue in here. I'm going to start darkening up the edges here like I did with the other side. So it helps a lot to keep my focus of where my paint needs to be. Sometimes I will get talking and mess up a little bit, but it happens. All right. Now I want these colors up here a little bit darker. And I like to follow the curve. So I'm following, adding some dark blue to the top, but I'm following the curve around the top of my mold. See that? I'm sweeping my arm around. I'm going to pick up the light. I'm going to pick up the dark. And I'm going to start blending in the light with the dark and sweeping around in an arc with the dark blue. And I think that'll do it. So we got the dark up in there, got a little bit of dark down here, and we added some dark in there. Okay, looking good, looking good. So let me wash my brush, and I'm going to get out a round brush. Okay, I had here's one. Okay, wipe it off. Now this is a very abstract painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash off my brush, and then I'm going to come here, I'm going to pick up some of this orange, and I'm just going to, and in the paint, I'm just going to start adding in some raw sienna to the background. We're giving our mood a little bit of a texture. This is very random. Our tree is going to be over it. Okay, just a little bit of random smudges with our orange paint. That's why I said it didn't matter that I got blue on my painting before, because I'm just grabbing it and pulling it in to the smudges on my mold. Like that. A little bit in there too. Okay. Wash the brush. Okay. Now I didn't have any sienna, so I took the brown and this other. I don't remember what color it was. Sweet pumpkin, sweet potato, something that I had when you were and I added it, and I'm trying to make my own burnt sienna. See if it works. Well, that's actually not burnt sienna, it's raw sienna. I think it'll be good enough. I'm using back because I want to make sure it's really good. It is. Okay. So I'm not even going to work the brush. And I'm coming up here and I'm just dragging some of this burnt sienna along the top. We want our sky to look a little dark and eerie. And I'm just like smishing it up in there. Okay. Do the same thing down here on our moon. Some are thick, some are thin, some go over the orange, some are by themselves. And I'm just randomly dabbing in those dark colors. You don't want to add too much. Okay. Wash my brush again. Now, while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go to my books. This brush work. right? We're going to stick with the same colors, the two blues, so we have the black and the white, the two blues, true blue and peacock blue, and then we have a yellow and an orange. I have other colors on my palette, something that I've used before. So I want to get some of this peacock blue and mix it with my white and more white, and we're going to start painting our books. Oops, this one's stuck. There we go. So pick up some peacock and some white and mix it in. I don't like to overblend. You want to be able to see the different variations in the brush. I want to have the end of my book have a little bit of a parenthesis, and I'm going to pull my brush across to do my book binding, and then I'm going to fill it in. Just put this line here, because down there is going to be the pages, and here is where we have the binding of the book. So that's the first. I'm also going to use that same color for the big chunky book at the bottom. So I want to get the little around it. I'm going to put a line here. I'm going to put a line up here in between. This way my eyes again are drawn to where I need to put this blue, and then I'm going to go in and fill it in. Now these books are fun. I'm going to leave them as is. If you wanted to paint books yourself, you can put actual titles, you can make up titles, you can put your name. I'm just going to put little parentheses so you can see that they're books. But this is really one of those projects that you can do whatever you want with it. And again, this is the palette of this painting, but if you wanted to paint your books different colors, go right ahead. I'm really liking these blues and oranges for Halloween this year. We get some white. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm ready to work. I'm going to get some dark blues and white, and I'm going to the second book. I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to make the width of my brush. And this is about a 1-inch flat brush that I'm using. Get a nice line at the bottom, a nice line up the top, and liner brush. Well, I have my color mix to get the curve here, and then the curve here. Okay. We want the ends of our books to look like parentheses. And then last but not least, I'm going to use the Sienna that I made, make that a little lighter to white, and I'm going to do this book in the middle. Pick up some white, pick up the Sienna, bring it out here a little bit, and again, come in here. So if you notice, when I painted the bottom book, I was a little crooked, but now I just take the Sienna, go over it, and fill it in, and it's fine. A little something on there. Okay, so we got our books. The bindings of our books base coated. I'm still not going to clean my book. I'm just going to pick up a lot more white with this sienna over here, making like a very, very light tan color. Pick up some more white. And now I'm going to do my pages. And when I do the pages, I could just paint this whole part white, but I'm not going to do that. I want to be able to tell the difference from one book to the next. And I'll to do that if I paint them separate instead of just coming in here and painting this whole thing with this color for the pages. It'll work much better if I do one book. Put some more white. I'll leave my line again for that skinny book up there. So I'm just going to pop up to this book and get this one done. We always want the edges of our book to have a little curve to them. Yes, this is very abstract painting, but you want to be able to see that they are in fact books. Okay, a little bit more white and fill in this book here. Okay, so we have pages in, we have all our book bindings in. You right? Okay, wash my brush. Oh, I forgot some blue in here. Come back and fix that. All around this tool, I forgot some blue. Let me get a smaller brush. Smaller. Get my blue peacock. And I this area in here. I missed this little area underneath his tail, which I'm cutting into the tree, but that's fine. I'm going to fix it with black. And then I missed this whole section down here by the books. And you want to get in here with a nice smaller brush. This is about a 1/4 inch flat. You want to get all around the edges of the books and into this crevice here where the books and the moon meet. And I can even now come over here with some of this and carve out the ends of my books so they have more of that parenthesis look in them. Okay. All right. So back to a bigger brush we had before, and we will get started on our cat. And you're going to be like, oh, gorgeous. Get some fresh black out. Okay. Oh, guys, you need to speak up when I miss stuff. That in there, between his paws, and then this part in the background. And just fill that in. And then because I want it to look a little dirty back there, just do that. Okay. So I'm gonna load a nice amount of black on my brush, and I'm gonna get started on my kitty. All right. So carefully, 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 I'm following the edge. And we're gonna start filling her in, him in. So growing up, I had an all black cat. It was found by a friend who worked at a bank and found it outside one day when she went to work. So I had that cat for many, many, many years. It was the coolest cat. I named her Midnight. She was black as night, and she was awesome. I'm gonna come as high as I can. I need to tilt this a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Sometimes it's hard to do these 16 by 20s here at Space. I turn my canvas a little bit. You guys can tell when I'm concentrating, I get so yeah. So because this painting is so abstract, you can add as much details to it as you want. It can be as simple or as complicated as you make it. We don't have to worry about the cat's eye because this is just a silhouette of it. We're looking at it from the back, so we're not into whiskers, facial features, or eyes or anything. Eyes can make or break a project. And so I want my painters to be as successful as possible when they paint. And so eyes are a little advanced. We're not just talking about snowman eyes or just little colored eyes. So if I can help it, we won't be doing eyes. It's a lot of times when you see women, when I paint women, they'll have sunglasses on, or oh, I don't have her up here, but when I did that fall woman and the summer woman, her eye was shut. She just had the appearance of smiling, and that's all you need. It's okay to paint some abstract things like that and just have the appearance of smiling. Was I supposed to have? No, no, they okay. I thought I messed up. But the pause me. This one back here. I wanted to put my finger down, and I was going to put it right in the black paint. Okay. Nice straight line. And even though this is all black, we still want our brush strokes to follow it and be nice and neat and all go the same way because it makes a difference. You'll be able to see your brush strokes, and if the light hits your paint just right, you'll be able to see them. And we don't want our brush strokes going every which way, willy nilly. So even though this is black, when I come in here, the brush stroke follow the element, which is this cat, and are all going in the same direction. More black. Isn't this looking cute so far, you guys? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I will be doing 30 days of Halloween here on my page, starting for first. I'm in the process of getting it organized. It won't be me. I'm going to have a number of other creators on my page. Wreath makers, candle makers, jewelry makers, all some kind of Halloween theme on their art. It's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. Don't worry, the wreaths will stay. You can come back and watch them at your leisure. I just get this little bit piece down here. Okay. And now, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, that's the tail. Not mine. Cat's tail. Okay, let me get some black. I just need to come in around here. I just want to fix the end. Sometimes we find fix things, whatever grows and grows. So you want to be careful that your cat doesn't end up with a tail as fat as it is. But there we go. There we go. All right. Then we're going to come in here and I'm going to mix some black, my dark blue. I'm going to put it down here, make a little shadow under our bookshelf. That's why I didn't do this yet. Pick up some black, pick up some blue, mix it over here off to the side, and come in here and fill all this in on the bottom now with this almost black, really dark blue color. I just want to be careful. I want to make sure that I don't mess up the line under my books. So I want to have this nice and straight. All right, pick up some more paint and then have this line nice and straight. There we go. And I'm just going to fill this in. And the rest of this is traced. I can leave that there. It's all going to come together. You'll see in a minute. I'm going to fill this in. Okay. Okay. Now, while I have the black on my brush, and my brush is really dirty, I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to go and wipe it around the edges. It's as I have paint on my brush and I'm trying to come over here to my painting and get it. I'm not going back from the paint. It's almost as if I'm just trying to clean my brush off on my painting. So I'm grabbing the edge of the canvas and I'm pulling down a little bit on my brush. Some of it's longer, some of it's a little shorter, and I'm just kind of framing out this painting. If you really totally run out of paint, you can go pick up some more. I'm just dealing with it, it's all okay. And I'm just framing out the darkness here and wiping my brush on the edges. It gives it a nice, I feel like it gives it a nice different and finished look. Doesn't have to be perfect. We got that nice dark glow going around the whole thing now. Okay. With my black, I'm going to pick up a little bit on the edge. And I'm going to put my little pinky down. And I'm just going to very gently edge my books. If you feel more comfortable, you can use a longer brush for this. Totally up to you. I have a liner brush. I could have used a liner brush. I'm fine with this brush right now. It already has black on it. Got a little brush there. Okay. We're going to do the same thing to our, well, up here on the top and our pages. I am going to get the liner brush to do the parentheses. Okay. But, and then lightly, I want to scuff through here to make the illusion of pages. That's it. All right. I'm going to go back and I'm going to get my liner brush. Wash it off. Twirl it with black paint. And I'm going to add in all the ends. Just a little bit there. There. And there. Now, if you're going to put names on these books, I would say print it completely dry. If you're good at lettering, go right ahead and letter in, or use a Posca paint pen, which I have here somewhere. These are great. Posca paint pen. These are great for writing. You just have to make sure that your artwork, your canvas, whatever it is you're painting on, is totally dry. You want this to be 100% dry. You want to like leave it overnight. Hit it really well with the dryer, whatever, to make sure it's dry before you ruin your Posca pen. Okay? But since I'm not putting names up here, I'm just going to just add a little bit of detail to my spines. We don't want them to line up perfectly. So I'm staggering out. Oh, I missed this. And you could even want to like take your little black brush and put stuff in there as if it had lightning. But that's up to you. Very practice, very extra. Okay. I'm going to put that back in the border. I do want to kind of thin this up a little bit. I don't know if this would work. I'm going to get a little bit of yellow. So I want to cover up the black a little bit. This will need a few coats. I told you, you can fix anything. It's just a little harder to go over black with yellow. So I'll do another coat on that. I'll fix it a little bit. All right. Now then we use my round brush. That's a good size brush. Rinse it off. And I'm going to get started with my trees. Need some more black. Okay. And I still see my tree lines. Trees, if you've noticed, those trees are wider at the bottom than they are at the top. I can see my ink line from my Sharpie. And I'm just going to start adding in my branches and following the branches to the lines that I already drew. Some branches are thicker, some will be thinner, and that's okay because it's a tree. When I want thinner branches, I'll either use less pressure on my brush or I'll change brushes. When you do branches, it is just a series of Ys. Everything works off into a Y. And because this is a fun Halloween, it's okay that our tree is a little wonky and is bare. I'm gonna flip it around to my next tree. And again, my cat's tail is black, but I want the tail in front of the tree. So I'm going to not cover it with my black. I'm hopping over it. So I'm doing the bottom part of the tree, bottom part of the tree, and then I would do the top part of the tree. Hmm, fill this in. Like I said, you can see I'm going to fix my tail because I hopped. Instead of painting over my tail, instead of hopping over my tail, I painted right over it. So I'm going to fix that. Hmm, and then I'm, oops, and filling in all these branches. Again, if I want the branches to be thicker, I'll put a lot of pressure on my brush. If I want them to be thinner, I'll pull up the pressure on my brush. And you don't want your branches to come right off in like a straight line or an L. You want them to fork off. Hmm, and then one more little one, I think, up here. There we go. Fill this in. Hmm, and then here, I want my tail. So I'm just going to go back over that a little bit, make my tail go in front. You can't see it, but I can. I have a little bit of white here I want to cover up. That needs to be blue. Grab another brush. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to get a little bit of white. And I want to get a little white highlight up into my sky. I could have done it before the trees, but that's okay. We don't want to go in our mood. We just want to brighten up the sky a little bit. There we go. And there's that. What do you guys think? I want to add a little bit of highlight to my book bindings. Oh, got some black lines. I missed the bottom of the bindings. That's not good. And here especially because you want to be able to see where the book ends and the tree starts. I need to get some black and I need to put in my parentheses here and my parentheses here for the bottom of the book. And I think that'll do it. Let me fix this branch. And I can even come in here with my little liner brush and I can make these very, very small branches if I want to, or I can leave it. I just went in the white. But yeah, you can see I could actually sit here and make as I want. I can just add branch after branch after branch. But I think that'll do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Isn't it cool? Dun, dun, dun. Love it. Love it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.